Product reviews all day here, folks. Another tasty little eBay score. The Camillus Sizzle Robo Power AUS 8 stainless steel assisted opening, made in Taiwan. You can see that right there. That baby says Taiwan, patent pending. Made in Taiwan. GFN glass-filled nylon handle, liner lock, belt clip. Now this is a vintage score. This is a vintage find. I don't always like buying new stuff, you know. Sometimes I like to keep it old school, and sometimes I like to go on the bay, and I like to find knives that are near mint condition, yet are vintage, you know, survivors, knives that have been forgotten about, you know, and Camillus has kind of been forgotten about, you know. They were a knife-making company out of New York, old, you know, I believe, old, but founded back in the, you know, late 1800s, and they were around for probably 100 years. And then they went out, unfortunately, they went bankrupt. They went out of business in 2007. And then the name got sold to a conglomerate, and then they started making all the knives in China. And now any Camillus knife now is not truly a Camillus, it's a shell of its former self. But I believe, I did a little research on this model, and I believe when Camillus saw the writing was on the wall, and they started to, you know, go, hey, we're gonna go out of business here pretty soon if we don't start changing up some stuff. And they started outsourcing some of their production, you know, sending some of their production over to Taiwan and the such to try to save the company. And this was one of the models that I believe that they came out with to try to save the company, you know, assisted opening with a flipper, with a pocket clip, you know. A lot of these knife companies like Schrade and Buck and Camillus, Buck lasted, Buck made it through. But a lot of these knife companies, you know, they made like a lot of trappers and a lot of 2-blade, 3-blade knives and stuff, you know. They didn't make, you know, a lot of these companies around this time, like Spyderco and Benchmade and Kershaw, were coming up with all these new models and all these new designs and stuff, and Camillus just couldn't keep up. But I came across this little gem right here on eBay, and it's awesome. It's just a tiny little guy. You know, you can see I've got big hands. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", 270. And I've got, you know, large hands. This baby's tiny. It's only about a 2.5-inch blade, just a tiny little guy. But it is so cool. It's just such a nice little knife. It's got such a nice little action. That Robo Power. The Robo Power. AUS 8, Japanese steel, made in Taiwan, Camillus Sizzle. You know, I picked this up on the bay for like, I don't even know what I paid for it, $15 or something. And the thing's like mint. It's almost like brand new. It still has the factory edge on it. I want to say this is from around to the 2007 time frame, right around the time they went out of business. You know, so this is like a 16-year-old knife, but it's just in dynamite shape. $15 on eBay, you know. Give vintage stuff a chance. Go on eBay. Look for some cool old knives, you know, that were made around the, you know, the early 2000s. You know, look for a 15-year-old knife. Look for a 20-year-old knife in dynamite shape that you can pick up for a song. You know, like this little guy right here. Camillus Sizzle. D. Ralph design. You know, I'm not sure who that guy is, but D. Ralph designed this baby. AUS 8, Japanese steel, Robo Power, liner lock, belt clip, GFN handle. You know, it's just a dynamite little knife. If you're looking for a cool piece, a unique piece, a conversation starter, whip this baby out of your pocket, flip it. People are like, oh, that's sick. What is that? What, you got a little Kershaw there? No, baby. This is a Camillus Sizzle. D. Ralph design, baby. You know? Change it up a little. Do something different. Go on the bay. Look for some cool shit. Camillus Sizzle. Love it. Assisted opening. Bam. Tasty little vintage piece. Product reviews all day. Signing out. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Peace.